Alright, what is up, guys? So it is January 29th, currently 9:19. I'm a little late getting here, but better late than never. I've already got a small watch list ready to go, but we will also look at the gap scanner and see what. So here's the gap scanner, LEE, CNAT, also watching GNPX. Take a look at HEPA, see what's going on there. So, GNPX obviously is the first one on the list. I think LEE is gapping up better, but it's a much higher float. GNPX has got a float of 13 million. Nice little gap up. Let's see. Don't necessarily like the daily chart, like at all. But we'll keep it on watch. LEE, I like the daily more. It is above the 200 SMA, so that's good. It's just the float is 57 million, so it's a little higher than I like to trade, but we'll definitely be watching it today. CNAT, it's definitely gapped up. Let's see. 200 moving averages at 46, basically 47, so it's above that. 31 million in float, which isn't bad for a stock that's 57 cent. I don't like trading stocks that low. ATIF, volume super low on it. DMPI, let's look at that one. DMPI. 70 cents. Should have looked at that. 200 moving averages at 128. So, no. HEPA. Oof. Had a really nice run up. Well, I guess that was yesterday. And this morning, it gapped up a little bit and then started selling off. We've looked at this one in the past, obviously. Let's see where it's at right now. So it's above, all of this, above all moving averages. What's the float on it? 3 million. Let's put it on the watch list. It's low float. It might get they might get it going. GNPX already got on. BIMI 4 million float. BIMI. Let's take a look at it. Ugh, gapped up nice and then had a really strong pullback. It's not terrible though. 4 million float. We've traded it in the past. It's above all the moving averages, but the daily chart is just ugly. But you know what? I'm going to put it on the list because it's low float. Anything low float that's on the top gainer board could easily get pumped or pushed or whatever you want to say. That's it on the gap scanner right now. So we're going to switch over to Dex commentary. Oh, well, let's talk about yesterday real quick, because this seems to be, what happens to me almost daily now. Trades. So yesterday I was down, like 2,500 or something, 2,000. I think I was down $2,000. Yep, exactly. I was down $2,000 exactly, and I cut off the stream. I went back and checked the video. I cut off the stream at 10:17. At 10:22, AMTX hit the scanners. It was almost gapping up, and it was about to get halted. I jumped in, 10,000 shares at $1.01, and that's the halt price. Drag this over. Boom. So it gets halted. I put out 4,000 to sell at 124, 125. It gets filled at 127 as soon as it comes out, and then it doesn't really, hold up very well. it's bouncing up and down. I went ahead and got rid of 2,000 at 122, 2,000 more at 122. It popped up. I sold 1,000 at 124, and then sold the last 1,000 at 120 on its way back down. But that got me 2,300 and ended up putting me up 300 on the day, which was good enough for me. So, little green day, but that makes it now to where I only have 2 red days in January. I hate red days, so I'll try to, if I can find something to get me out of the red, I'll take it. Let's see. That's not what I was looking for. Go to detailed, up 83,000 right now. Winning percentage is up a little bit to 58. 54,000 in the month of January. And I found something interesting. These statistics here are very interesting if you really look at them and break them down. This is what really got my eye. Average daily volume on a winning day is just under 50,000 shares traded. But average daily volume on a losing day is 61,000. So in the days that I'm losing, I tend to trade a lot more shares. Probably because I'm taking bigger position size to try to make bigger wins, or I'm just taking more trades to try to get out of the red. Regardless, these statistics here were very interesting. Mainly the volume. What else? I thought there was maybe another one that was interesting. Total number of trades on winning days. Okay. Winning trades, losing trade, scratch average winning trade, average losing trade. So that one's, I guess not as crazy, because if it's a losing day, obviously I'm taking bigger losses to be in the red. Average hold time of a winning trade, 16 minutes, 20 minutes. Average hold time of a losing trade. This was another interesting. 11 minutes average holding time on a losing trade on the days that I'm winning. But on the days that I lose money, my average losing time is literally double, 22 minutes. Yeah, so those two statistics there are very eye-opening. So on a day that I'm losing, I need to pull back my share size, trade less, and focus more. And also, if I'm holding a loser, get out of it. Stop holding. So very interesting statistics there. But anyways, the market's going to open in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm going to switch over to Dex commentary, and let's see if we can make some money today. I don't know. Seems like it's a little slow this morning, especially on the gap scanner. But good luck, everybody, and thanks for watching.
That could definitely be something we could look at today. Previous top gainers, right? See if those are going to be getting any sort of hyper momentum. So everyone, go ahead and go vote. Go ahead and go vote. We'll see what everyone's looking at. So I'm just going to switch out our scanner so we're all set, ready to rock and roll. Ow! See what everyone's looking at today. As I said, guys, we will be doing a level 2 lesson no matter what today. If it's slow, we're doing a lesson. If it's hot, we'll do a lesson later on. I just want to make every single day productive. Every single day we're working, and every single day you guys are learning. I hate, basically not seeing any sort of action and then just doing nothing. If anything, let's do a lesson. All right, let's get you guys learning. All right. So what do we have here, guys? What stock will do the best today? Everybody cast your vote if you guys have not yet. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And share these results. Stop the poll. What do we have here? We do have LEE as the #1 top gainer right now. That's what you guys are thinking, followed by GNPX and then coronavirus split, or excuse me, followed by GNPX and then other. So I'll stick to that right now. I'll put GNPX on the bottom level 2. LEE is on the top. Switching over to a 2-minute time frame to see all at pre-market. Market opens up in about 45 seconds. And as of now, we are ready to rock and roll. So we are all set for a brand new day ahead. Very exciting stuff, team. And let's get ready for this brand new day ahead. See if we get any sort of hype or any sort of action. Yesterday, I know again it was so annoying yesterday if you guys were here, just because I wasn't able to do my normal commentary, and that's just because I had issues with my broker. I'm definitely going to be staying small today, even if I want to trade, and that's just because I don't want to put myself in a position just to lose. And if there is any sort of issue still with my broker, so that's why I just want to be really, really smart, and of course, have a great morning ahead with you guys. So let's see what we got. Let's see what's going to be taken on off. I want something to prove to me that there's volume before I start pulling the trigger. So I'm going to be sitting back at the bell. What's going to prove to me that's going to be bringing that hype, bringing that momentum. Market is now live. We are all set, ready to go. Day has started. Let's see, where these stocks are going to be heading. What's going to pop up on our high of the day momentum scanner, and what stock is going to be able to continue to move on up. So right now it's all about watching that high of the day momentum scanner and looking for that first 20 count. And what is a 20 count? We'll get to the video library and watch the lesson on 20 counts. But simply enough, guys, it'll sign out ATIF getting a little bit of hype. Notice the counts. Notice the counts right here. When a stock hits 20, it usually means that's where all volume is heading. So right now we do have a little bit of ATIF action. I'm going to put that on the bottom level too. An ATIF, this stock looks like a newer float, or it's actually just breaking that 50-day moving average, starting to get a little bit of volume. What's going on with ATIF? ATIF right here. Small little gap up. January 28th. What do we have here? January 28th, ATIF contributes $1.5 million to protective mask to Wuhan fights coronavirus. So this is a coronavirus play. So what we have right here on ATIF is a coronavirus play. So I'm going to put ATIF up on the top right here. And then HEPA is trying to creep on up. That was the play yesterday or last night and after I was talking about liver reduction. ATIF at this moment is trying to get some volume. Look at ATIF right now. Definitely getting a little bit crazy at this moment. This is a coronavirus play that's basically just saying they've donated to, to more masks. So, I mean, this isn't like they're having any sort of vaccine or anything like that. This is just a coronavirus play trying to catch a little bit of fire. Again, the press release is that it contributes 1.5 million protective masks to fight against the coronavirus. So, I mean, it's a very nice gesture. It's a great gesture, a very nice thing, for mankind. But at the same time, it's not a big press release for the company. But right now, this is where volume's starting to head. People getting a little bit back into some coronavirus plays. I'm going to put LEE back on the bottom level too because I see some of you guys talking about that play. LEE, trying to get a little bit of hype towards it. Absolutely. I do think ATIF is a little bit hotter. LEE's moved about 20 cents. ATIF has moved about, a dollar so far. So ATIF's a little bit hotter. Let's see if this play is going to be able to hold on up. Looking at past chart history pattern, looking at past chart history pattern, is ATIF a newer IPO? Let's double check that over on stockcharts.com. If it is a newer IPO that maybe just came out like 10 months ago, this stock could possibly go on a very nice rip and a very nice run just because when a stock has a new IPO, there's not much resistance behind it. And sometimes those plays can go absolutely wild. So ATIF is actually not even showing up on stockcharts.com. It's not a new IPO? Okay, well then it probably had some sort of ticker name change then. 6 million in float. And NVC starting to move on up. All right, so look at this. A little bit of coronavirus plays trying to get a little action now. The coronavirus is trying to get back into the penny stock market. So right now, NNVC, small little pop as well. Seems like we may start seeing a little bit more of a coronavirus plays. Start getting some hype, start getting a little bit of action. That's on the bottom level too right now. That may try to push up towards around that $10 mark. Yep, 500,000. I know I have ATIF on the 2-minute chart. That's where I want it. Whenever I look at the start of the day, I always look at the 2-minute chart. And why do I do that? Well, if I switch to the 1-minute chart, I can't see where LE was before. So I have to be in the 2-minute chart. So that's why I'm always in the 2-minute chart at the start. Little side note, BIMI trying to get a little bit of hype. Also NNVC still moving on up. So ATIF is a new IPO. Okay, so ATIF is a new IPO from May of last year. So that play could possibly start getting a little bit crazy. And NVC's testing $9 right now, or $10, excuse me. So we are seeing some volume start pushing back on through, and that's what we want. We definitely want volume to start pushing our way on through. Right now, though, it's a little bit sporadic. And what do I mean by that? We have ATIF trying to move. So NNVC moves on up. But now we have GNPX trying to move. And we also had LEE trying to move. So a lot of people right now are going to a lot of different plays. Only probably one or two of them are honestly going to hold on up. So NNVC's trying, right? And that's leading to ATIF's trying, and GMPX is trying, and LEE is trying, and CNAT's trying a little bit. Most likely, guys, only one or two of these plays are actually going to hold up. The other 4 to 5 are going to start falling on off. So you definitely want to be smart about what you're going to be getting yourself into and what's going to be holding on up. Right now, VBIV's trying. Good start, though. Definitely, more volume than I initially expected. Definitely more volume than I initially expected. Now we need this volume to hold, and then we can start getting some nice plays underneath our belt. So we need this volume to hold, definitely prove to us that, this is going to be a hot day. And then from there, that's when we can start really making some nice money. ATIF, though, starting to get a little bit of that dump. ATIF starting to dump on down, and NVC having a red candle as well. Right now, it seems like ATIF's kind of leading the party. I'm going to leave ATIF on the bottom level, too. We check out some of these other ones. Let's do GNPX. How's that doing? GNPX still trying to move on up, not too shabby. And then LEE, not too shabby. I'm going to put LEE on the top level, too, just for now. And let's just see again. We're only 4 minutes into the market. A lot of traders are trying to get that initial hype and see where plays are going to be going. Yep, ATIF. So the IPO on that stock that started up on May 3rd. So I do like again how that play is newer, because if that play ever started catching some crazy fire, it could possibly just take on off. And sometimes that happens where these stocks just catch some sort of crazy fire, and then they just absolutely take on off and go on some like a crazy rip and runs. Right now, LEE trying to get a little bit of that volume, trying to get a little bit of that activity. As of now, I am not in anything. Just a little heads up for you guys. You guys can see that right now. I did fund my account. I switched over to a margin account. I do have $210,000 in on my account right now. That is real money. Showing you guys that right there, so you guys can see that. So we are ready to rock and roll with a pretty big account ready to go. And 210,000, that is from a margin account, so it's really only 100. TOS working well. That's good to hear. That's good to hear that TOS is working well. So we're all set for a great day ahead. 7 minutes in, definitely had our fair share of spikes and here and there. And, we also have a little bit of LEE action, still trying to move on up. Again, LEE did have that big deal for about $130 million to acquire Berkshire newspapers. NNVC having a huge crack. Let me see. NNVC giving a lot back right here. So, I would love to have these coronavirus plays start spiking again. Those are awesome. Those are so much fun. Those are some big money. Right now, it seems like LEE, though, is kind of the best mover as of now. If this stock does have a pullback, again, pullback would be at the old profit area of 250. What would be the profit area right now on LEE? Look at the past chart history pattern. That's all you have to do. So you look at the past chart history pattern. Old profit would be the old top right here, which would be around 312. Now you can adjust your trend lines. Adjust your trend lines so everything matches up the way you should. So boom, look at that. So now we're all set. Trend lines have been adjusted. These will adjust themselves in a moment. There we go. And we're going to have support back down towards around 255, $3 resistance, new profit target up towards 312. So look at LEE right now. Look at LEE right up towards those highs. Came right up towards around that 305 mark so far. Now LEE coming up towards right around that second profit target we have. Good job, Taylor Trader. Nice little profit right there. Good job, Jay Sniggle, drummer boy. Keep it up. Awesome work. So this has been the best mover so far today. Nice spike, nice move. Right now, LEE coming up back up towards around 312. Most likely right around that 312-ish area. And that's, again, how am I coming up with these areas? I'm just looking at old resistance. So if we're looking at, where is where couldn't the stock run before, right? It got rejected right around here. And where did the stock, have trouble before? Where did it get rejected? Right around here. So I mean, we just want to look, and also if we want to even look even more, where did the stock have a bounce play? Right, right around here. So I mean, you just look at old resistance areas to know, how high the stock, wants to get up to. So right now, LEE coming right up towards those profit targets. Absolutely awesome. How's ATIF? ATIF giving a good amount back right here. I would love to see if ATIF could ever like U-shape on up and start getting some activity and start getting some action. Seen that? No. We do know we have a Feds meeting as well, right? Feds meeting, guys, starts up at 2 o'clock. Now, some traders don't like to trade during Feds meetings, which does kill a little bit of volume. The reason behind that is because some people don't like to put their money in the market when the Feds are going to make some sort of announcement. So right now, going through our top gainers. Everyone look at the screen. Top gainers, LEE. 312 is still your target. Came up towards around 310. If it goes below 285, get out. Okay? So if it goes below 285, lock up your profits and move on. That's probably where you're going to start seeing a little bit more of a pullback. If it can, get back above 305, you can try to get that 312 mark on the dot. ATIF, small bounce here off that $3 mark. I still like ATIF a lot. This does have to do with the coronavirus, and the coronavirus hasn't really been doing too much lately. But this could be like a newer IPO play that could possibly go crazy. Especially, we know these new IPOs love to go a little crazy. Now, this kicked off back in May. We need this up near around that probably like $5 mark to really get really insane. So if ATIF ever starts spiking in an insane manner, $5 would be the first target, and then we'd see if it started breaking out even harder from there. CNET, no. GNPX, slow and steady on GNPX right now. Nothing too crazy, but slow and steady. HEPA trying to come on up. If HEPA could ever break through like 660, that's where I think that stock would start getting some good volume and good hype. DMPI, not too much. BIMI, not too much. DMPI, no. BIMI, no. NNVC, again, I feel like NNVC and ATIF are kind of following each other. So if you look right here, ATIF, nice spike, drop on down, start moving on up. NNVC, nice spike on up, drop on down, trying to get a little bit of a bounce play. They're kind of moving with each other. So right now, it's still kind of the moneymaker would still be over on LEE, and then we're going to keep our eyes peeled on ATIF. And if ATIF ever start getting a little bit more volume and a little bit more hype, we could possibly start seeing that, continue to climb. Let's go over to our indicators. We could put on our VWAP right here. Right now, ATIF, though, is starting to get a little bit of a drop back down towards that $3 range. We'll see if it can hold. So right now, just kind of looking around, we are only 13 minutes in the market. We definitely saw a quick little, spurt of some spikes. We saw a quick little spurt of spikes, um, and we're gonna see if we're gonna be able to get any sort of other big time rips and runs. And right now would be the time, from now to 10 o'clock would be kind of the time that the next spike we see would be the spike that would be the top gainer of the day and would hold as the top gainer of the day. Because at the bell, what do we know? At the bell, if there's 100 people in the stock market, 25 people go to stock A, 14 people go to stock B, 27 people are going to go to stock C. Then we have 30 people that go to stock D, so on and so forth, right? So everyone kind of picks the play they want and they hope it continues to spike and turn into that massive gainer. But we have LEE up, comes back on down a little bit. ATIF up, it comes back down a little bit. NNVC up, comes back down a little bit. GMPX up, comes back down a little bit. If a stock, does start spiking right now, every single person would now kind of be on the same wave and on the same page, right? It's always nice if you can buy in at 9:30 and just nail the number one top gainer. You're in at the absolute bottom. Everyone's buying. Everyone's pushing up the profits. It just keeps going, going, going. But at the same time, if you guys, kind of pick at the bell, it's kind of like a 20% chance that you're going to actually nail the right one. So right now we're kind of looking for the next spike. The next spike should be the main spike of the day because people are leaving ATIF looking for plays. People are still on GMPX. People are still on LEE. HEPA I want to keep on watch. I want to keep a little bit of my eyes over on HEPA. Not too bad. Look at that U-shape pattern. Yeah, so HEPA, nice little U-shape pattern. So we're going to see if this play can, be able to move on up, and this play can get any sort of volume. Let's put HEPA on a level 2. And you can see right now, guys, look at LEE. LEE got up to as high as it could, up towards around 310, right below the profit target. Starting to get a little bit weaker, trying to get a small bounce play off that VWAP. Let's put HEPA on the bottom level 2 in case this thing starts cranking out some gains. HEPA, obviously, we're going to have our support back down towards 590. Top resistance area is right up towards around the 625 mark. COCP came out with an offering right now. Thank you, Trade Life. So always, again, stay away from those offering plays. Keep your eyes on HEPE and also LEE. We're just really looking for that one stock. What's that one play that's, everyone's going to start flocking over to, that everyone's going to run over to. We want to find that overall common consensus play that everyone's saying, oh, this is going to be the best one by far today. Is there anything in the morning newsletter that we haven't looked at? Let's look at all their press releases right here. We have CTSO, which had approval. So CTSO. CTSO, no. Okay. Is there anything right here? GMPX. Well, obviously, we've been watching GMPX. It's from their morning newsletter. This one's starting to get a little bit of a drop. Okay. LEE, we already know that's been a hot one, but that one already kind of ran up to its profit target. We'll see if that can maybe make a little bit of a U shape. HEPA, that's the one that we have on the bottom level 2, to see if that can U shape and possibly break up towards around 650. And then SRNE right here. Is this play doing anything? Nothing on SRNE. So really the only two good ones I would say is HEPA and LEE that's actually holding on up. And LEE is starting to get a little bit weaker here just because it already just ran up to its profit target. But we kind of knew what was in store today, right? We knew what was in store today because yesterday kind of was the last day of coronavirus plays, right? Over the past week, we have focused on the coronavirus as these that had the biggest spikes. But yesterday was the first true pullback as these shorters were in charge all day. Basically today is given it the last chance to see if it's going to be able to break on out. If we have 7 days of everyone playing coronavirus plays, what do you think people are going to do on the 8th day, which was yesterday? People are going to say, hey, let's keep playing coronavirus plays. But since coronavirus plays are dead, right? No one really knew where to go yesterday. And now people are still trying to get in the swing of things and kind of starting a new trend, trying to find, what's going to be the best play for us. Well, Sino HEPA now starting to get a little volume. Let's put this on the top level 2, see if this is going to be actually able to hold on up. So right now, HEPA, I'll put LEE on the bottom. See if HEPA is going to be able to hold on up and be able to continue to climb. We'd love to see a nice breakout on this stock, see if this can get any sort of hype towards it. But if, as I was saying before, guys, like the coronavirus, it'd be like the same exact thing if imagine, I always just relate it to like dance parties or a party or something. Imagine it if you were throwing a party every single day. And who started the party every single day? Let's say Blake, right? Blake came out and started dancing on the dance floor every single day at this specific time. Or he grabbed the mic and was like, "Are you guys ready?" And that really just kicked it off. And he did that every single day. Well, what would you guys wait for on the 8th day of that party? You'd wait for Blake to come out like he always does and start dancing or grab that mic and get everyone excited to start, partying it up. But, what happened? Blake never showed up. So everyone's just sitting around saying, are we supposed to start now? Is this, are we still doing this? Where's Blake? So it's kind of the same exact thing, that we saw yesterday is we saw coronavirus plays for a week and a half. Then there were no coronavirus plays. So everyone's sitting around saying, what are we supposed to do? And that's why it was so, kind of iffy yesterday. Today, we're trying to kind of find that new trend, and traders are still kind of like a little lost without Blake. Yeah. Blake is a flake. I just try to give fun analogies, guys. Okay, so ways that you guys can relate to it. I can either say it like that or I could say it like this. Well, it's all about depending on the volume ratio. If we have volume ratio over the last 238 hours and we're going to divide that by the ratio of volume we're currently seeing on today's display, that wouldn't really make sense out of the press releases that are coming on out. The current events, especially over in the Western Hemisphere, and the diseases we're currently seeing aren't translating to what we're actually seeing on the Eastern Seaboard today with the stock market opening. So I just wouldn't really find a pinpoint pattern that I can really understand on why volume would be affecting each day and the correlation behind them. So, which way do you guys want it? Okay? Which way do you guys want it? So let's make things simple. Can we go back to Blake? Go back to Blake. Sorry about messing with your deck. Yeah. No, we want the second one. We want the smart talk. I'm trying to impress my wife. So right now we are still continuing to keep our eyes peeled. Danny boy. Danny boy, that's geez. Goes. I'm annoyed with my trading today. I'm up $426 already. My goal was only 250. Oh, that's the worst problem to have. Worst problem. Oh, my day's over already. It's only been 20 minutes. Jeez, I really wanted to work 8 hours today. So right now, again, we're gonna see what's coming on up. We're gonna give it a little bit of time. LEE, LEE, still again trying to hold right on that VWAP area. ATIF, we still want to keep our eyes peeled over on ATIF. CNAT right here, nothing there. GNPX, nothing there. HEPA. I still like ATIF. If ATIF ever started U-shaping on up, I could imagine traders running over there. Let's not forget, guys, we do have a Feds meeting later on at 2 p.m. So right now, you can see how a lot of traders are kind of waiting to see where that spike's going to be. Waiting to see where the spike's going to be, where the action could possibly be going next. Put our eyes back over on ATIF. Maybe that could start getting a little bit of hype. What were the top gainers of yesterday? Remember, I always want to look at previous top gainers, stocks that could possibly go on some nice big rips and top gaining stocks right there. The number one top gainer yesterday was what? It was ARMP, right? ARMP. But that play's not doing anything. Sometimes we always want to look at those previous top gainers, as we know those stocks could get some nice big rips and nice big runs. The reason I want to keep my eyes over on ATIF is because ATIF has been probably the biggest mover so far. So ATIF's gone from 240 all the way up towards around 370. So we got on a $1.30 spike on ATIF. LEE, has gone from 230 up towards around $3, about 70 cents. So one's gone 70 cents, one's got $1.70. CNET has done nothing. GNPX has gone from 155 up to 175, so that's 25 cents. HEPA has gone, from its open 611 to 650. So we have HEPA about a 40-cent move. We have CNET with no move. We have LEE with about a 70-cent move, and we have ATIF with a $1.70 move. Which one do you think I want to be looking at? I want to be looking at the one that's the most, active, the one that's being able to make the biggest, cover the most ground. The one that covers the most ground is the one I can make the most money on. So that's why I'm still keeping my eyes on ATIF. I'm not in on ATRF or anything. If you guys want to see that, right here, I'm not in on any place. So I'm not in on anything right now. 0 out of 0. So I just want to make sure that you guys are, fully aware of that. So there is everything right there. All good. BIMI trying to move on up. And that is a little coronavirus play. And we're just going to see what gives us, gives us that activity, gives us that volume, give us that hype. If you guys do have any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely let me know. AA, why wasn't ATIF on your watch list? Volume at the time, it was on the gap scanner. I'm not exactly sure. I may have just accidentally skipped over it or so. ATIF had a small gap up, yep, from 190 up towards around 240. Could have just been one of those ones that kind of just slipped right on through. But ATIF at the quick morning spike hasn't really done too much since, but it's definitely one I'm going to be keeping on watch. I definitely want to have the best watch list I can every single morning. But seeing this one pop up on the high of the day momentum scanner, right? So at the start of the day today, that's how I really just kind of was aware of it. Is that when looking at this play right here, saw all the ATIFs pop on up right here. So ATIF got picked up on the high of the day momentum scanner. ATIF, that's 6 count, so it could be a little bit lower. Yeah, so first ATIF right here was at 9:30 and 11 seconds. And then you can see, it came on up again, 1068, 1070, 1075, 1080, 1090, $3, and that's when it started spiking really hard all the way up. But I mean, there's a big spread. It went from 336 right up to 374. Let me put the high of the day momentum scanner back on up. Right now, no entries, no need to enter. Right? No entries, no need to enter as of now. HEPA, what pattern is that starting to form? What pattern is that? It's a little tricky right here, but I can start seeing it slowly happen. Can anyone see what I'm starting to see a little bit? There you go. Good job, guys. I'm seeing that as well. Little head and shoulders pattern. So make sure you're being careful on that. You may get one quick little pop, but then it's going to come back on down. What's a head and shoulders pattern? Shoulder, head, shoulder, and then you get your arm, right? So imagine it as a little person right here. You have right here your shoulder. That's one. Here's your head. That's two. And you're going to get a little probably pop back on up, maybe up towards around this area, and it starts falling on down. That's a head and shoulders pattern. Yep, the head and shoulders pattern with the abs. You know it, right? I always make these guys just absolutely jacked out of their minds. So, that's what we usually see. So watch for a little pop back up towards around like the 630-ish mark before the stock starts, maybe making a little bit of an arch. Oh yeah, big art guy. So we'll give that a few minutes to see if that's going to be able to make that head and shoulders pattern. Look for a possible short. And we're just kind of going through these we're just going through our top gainers. LEE consolidating at support right now. ATIF fading right now. CNET fading right now under VWAP. HEPA head and shoulders pattern. GMPX fading right now. RETO only a little pop right here, not really any sort of volume. NNVC is looking for a turnaround. NNVC is looking for a turnaround. The first 7 stocks right here, though, did have nothing towards them right now. NNVC trying for a small little turnaround. Let's put that up on the top level too. And we know NNVC is just one of the crazy play. It's like this is the main leader of the coronavirus stocks. This was the first supernova of 2020. A lot to come, but the first one of 2020. Right now, NNVC's trying. I'll put LEE on the bottom level too. LEE, I'll put that on the bottom level too right now. Stock is starting again to get a little bit weaker. It's starting to drop on off. If it could ever get back above like 290, that's where we'll start seeing a little bit more strength. NNVC still pushing. NNVC, guys, is still trying to push here as this is trying to get a little bit of volume and push it back up towards around that $10 mark. That's where traders seem like they want to get this play up to. The traders are looking like they're going to try to push this right up towards around that $10 area. If you have a little bit of a bigger account, you can try to scalp that out. I mean, I wouldn't really say that's a mid candle breakout pattern. I mean, it's a little iffy. I mean, I could see what you're saying, but it's a little iffy. A little iffy. I could see what you're saying though. Right now, LEE getting a little bit of volume. It's underneath the VWAP. So it needs to break the VWAP, guys. The VWAP's at 277. If LEE can't break this VWAP, that's where it'll start turning back on down. Notice again, small bounce off the VWAP. Now underneath the VWAP, now it's starting to break it a little bit. So right now we are starting to see a little bit of action over on LEE. And notice how there is some volume over towards that play. Traders are trying to get the stock going a little bit. Yeah, ATIF seems to be done at this time. So that stock is done at this time. Seems like more action is still trying to fight over towards LEE. And also, we still have a little bit of NNVC. But it's been tricky, as we kind of discussed. We knew this was going to happen. We all knew going into today that it was going to be a little bit tougher, right? Just because, the coronavirus plays died on off. Blake never showed up today. People don't know what to do without him. Do we still stay here? Do we go home? Are we supposed to be looking at other plays? Where the hell is Blake? Right? So that is kind of what's been making things a little bit tricky about today. And until traders kind of find a new trend or go back to what the normal trend is of playing hot press releases, it's going to be a little tough. On top of that, we are going to be having our Fed's meeting this afternoon. So we're 30 minutes in right now, just making sure we're watching everything. The big thing would be watch the high of the day momentum scanner for most likely what's going to start happening, guys. In the next few minutes, we're going to start seeing a lot of pumps. It's 10 o'clock in the market right now. Nothing has spiked consistently. A lot of traders, guys, right now, we're going to see a lot of dark blue coming out within the next like 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to see a lot of dark blue start approaching, and that's going to be traders out there that are pumping stocks trying to get something going. So imagine if, right now there's a lot of people just like you and I who are sitting around who are saying, I wish there was a stock going on right now. I wish there was some sort of breakout. I wish there was some sort of move, right? So, what's going to happen? If there's a group of maybe 20 people, 40 people, 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people, they may all say, hey, do you guys just want to try to buy this stock? And they all buy it. It starts popping up on the high of the day momentum scanner, trying to get other people to buy into it. Once other people start buying into it, they start selling it. And that's where they leave with a profit. So, so that's definitely something that we want to be watching. For possible pumps coming on up in the next 10 to 15 minutes, or within the next 10 to 15 minutes. As a lot of traders, usually try to start doing that around this time, if there is no sort of number one consistent top gainer. Jay, well, do you mean Drake? I mean, hey, if you want to use Drake as the example, go for it. I'm a big Drake fan. I like him. Right now, I'm just kind of keeping my eyes peeled, seeing what's going to be coming on up. Yeah, I think it's going to be interest rates again that they're going to be discussing. I think this is like the first round of interest rates. Now, we aren't supposed to be having any sort of interest rate, declines. I think everything's supposed to stay really stable. Let's see right here. What do we got going on in the markets? Boeing's post first annual loss in more than 2 decades. 737 MAX crisis drags on. They've just been having trouble with that plane. Coronavirus top 6,000 traders. The semi-pending home sales fall 4.9% as supply hits a record low. Uh, what's moving the market right now? Dow jumps 200 points. Apple hits record. Boeing is higher. Let's see here. This came out 13 minutes ago. How's the SPY? SPY is crashing. So why is the SPY crashing? Well, didn't Apple get like kind of stuffed today in pre-market? Yeah, Apple had some trouble today, and also Boeing crashing on down. So I'm not sure why it says the market's moving on up on that article. Right now, we're seeing a little bit of CARV action. Oh, Fabian, yeah, best example about that's what I usually call the mob. If you guys are interested to see what Fabian's talking about when I talk about those seagulls and saying, about how to read the mob, just go to the video library, type in the word mob. And watch this lesson right here, breaking down the mob shifting, and mob shifting part 2. This is like an excellent way to study volume and understand how to read upcoming breakouts. So if you want to definitely read upcoming breakouts, go to the video library, and then on top of that, guys, just type in mob. Watch breaking down the mob, and then learn about mob shifting. Mob shifting, part 1, part 2. So start here, and work your way through these. They're definitely very important. We got our mob lessons coming on up. Or excuse me, there's a mob lesson right there. We do have a level 2 lesson today that we will be doing regardless. Also, I'm going to have a new YouTube video come out this afternoon. I plan for it to come out maybe later on tonight at the latest, but it will be coming out today. And that is going to be going over 2019 trading and stuff like that. So I'm going to be talking about how much money did I make in 2019. I've already posted my P&L and such. It was $109,000. But I'll be going into a little bit more detail into that video later on tonight. So make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. Right now, LEE dropping on down a little bit. NNBC, not really too much there either. I'm going to put LEE up on the top level too, just because it's a little bit more active. LEE is a little bit more active. NBCN, put that on the bottom level too. AEMD has been kind of ready to rock and roll for a little while now. AEMD just hasn't ever gotten that pop, that volume, that hype, and especially with the coronavirus, like hype dying off a little bit in the penny stock world, it's going to be a little bit tougher for that one to explode. But chart wise, yeah, that chart wise is really good looking. I like even how this had the drop, got nice and low, oversold. People starting to buy this. Nice squeeze between the 200-day moving average and 13 EMA. Honestly, that's an awesome chart. I love that chart. That's one of my favorite charts currently out there. But the only concern is that with basically some of the volume dying on off with the coronavirus play in the penny stock world, it may not get that pop or hype. Right now, LEE guys starting to crack a little bit, trying to hold on up around the 250 mark. Needs to definitely hold that 250 area. Right now, just looking around, making sure we're all smart. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Again, the number one thing I want to make sure is every single day, not only are you guys making money, but you're also learning and learning why these stocks are going on these climbs, learning why these stocks are going on these rips, and learning why these stocks are going on these runs. So if you guys are ever concerned with anything or have any questions on anything, please let me know, and I'm happy to help you guys out. As you guys know, next Monday, 5 days from now, is the official kickoff to the $100,000 account. Everything's funded, everything's ready to rock and roll. But next Monday is where we are going to start trading really hard and really big. So make sure that you guys are here all next week and so on and so forth as going into February. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing a lot of big time spikes, a lot of big time rips, and a lot of big time runs because we have this $100,000 account. It's time to grow it. Make some big cash. Trade Life, MGEN, thoughts, 23 million float, great uptrend. Let's see here, MGEN. Yeah, this stock's had 4 green days in a row now. Target would be that $2 area. Bounce play would still be at that 200-day moving average. So target $2, bounce play 200-day at 145. Slow and steady type of mover. Kind of just a slow and steady mover right here that has been consistently moving on up. Right now, we're starting to get a little bit of our pumps starting to come on through. FAMI, BCYC. But yeah, I like MGEN. I like MGEN. Just nice continuation. Day after day, play after play. It's continuing to climb right here. Right now, we are just kind of being smart, waiting to see what's going to be coming on up next, guys. I'm just kind of looking around right here. Let me look at a few different scanners and see if anything. I'm going to go through a couple different sites right here. I want to make sure we're not missing anything at all, and I'm happy to help you guys out. All right, cool. So we're all good right here. It's kind of looking small little bounce. As I said, regardless, guys, we're gonna do a level 2 boot camp lesson coming on up. So regardless, we're gonna be doing a level 2 boot camp lesson coming on up in the near future, and I'm really excited about that. Just because even if it is a little bit slower, I always want to make sure we're working. Little side note: AEMD, new little high of the day right here. CIF, no. HEPA, no. CNET. All right. So I mean, we are definitely kind of noticing things are getting a little bit, weak. That's because again, no Blake, and on top of that, coronavirus dying on off. And on top of that, the Fed's meeting later on today. AEMD getting a little bit of hype here. We can put that up on the top level too. Let's see how long that's going to be able to last. I'm willing if you guys want to as well. We'll give this another 20 minutes, but if you guys want to, I mean, I'm willing to bang out an hour worth of lessons and just to kind of make this morning as much as we possibly can. As I said, you guys are here taking time out of your day, on a membership to want to be part of this chat room. I don't want to ever just be like, all right, see you later. No, let's do some lessons. Let's do like an hour worth of lessons today. Make sure you guys are learning. Make sure we're talking about things, and make sure we're making the most and being productive. So right now, AEMD trying to hold on up. Yep. Intone level 2. That's this tool right here. It's one of the most important tools out there. If you have never used the level 2, this is everything you need. Honestly, you could trade a stock, not even having graph or scanners, but as long as you have a level 2, you're pretty good. Top of that, what do we got? LEE starting to crack. LEE still trying to find that bottom support. It's a little dangerous out there, though, guys. It's a little dangerous. I have not pulled the trigger today, and that's just because you got to think about it. Why? Why would I pull the trigger today? Right? Looking over at this play, 0 out of 0. Haven't got in on anything, as you guys notice. It's just, not worth even, putting myself in this position. It's not worth putting myself in a position just to lose. So I get it. I get it. I understand we're here. We want to trade. You sit down every morning. You're fired up. You want to make that, vacation money, that Lamborghini money. You want to be able to change your life and get rich. I get it. Right. But at the same time, that all comes when we have the right setups. That all comes when we have the right plays, when we have the right market conditions. Right. Some days over the summer, you have that like whole week of just perfect, like 78-degree weather, not a cloud in the sky, or maybe just a few clouds to give you some shade when you want them. And there's also weeks that, we see complete rain and you're sitting inside all summer saying, oh, I wish I was outside. Right now, in the stock market, just a little bit more of a rainy day. Not every day is going to be perfect. It's just more about, where traders are going to be pushing up stocks. When you think about it, again, people buy stocks, they spike. People sell stocks, they move on down. Right now, have you traded yet today? No, or maybe a little bit. But okay, multiply that by, a million. So multiply your mindset. I haven't traded today. I know a lot of other traders haven't traded today. I know a lot of people who have traded today that only did very small trades, or again had very small losses. So the kind of the mental mindset out in the trading world right now is, stay small, or don't get in at all. And that's where a lot of people have been at. Ripon, level 2 is all the same, so I mean, if you use E-Trade, you have level 2. I mean, the TD Ameritrade, you still have level 2. It's just not as good. Also, if you ever wanted to get like equity feed, you can buy equity feed. They have level 2, which is again, it's all going to be exactly the same right here. So if I want to put on like AEMD right here on this level 2, it's the same exact thing. Right here, it's matching on up. This is just a little bit there. Put it like that. So you see, like, still 345s. I mean, level 2 is going to be the same no matter what, because all level 2 is going to be doing is just showing you the orders. It's just showing you the orders of who's buying and who's selling. So everything's going to be matching up the exact same. So same exact thing on TD Ameritrade. You're still going to have your level 2. Also, I don't think active trader like on like DOS or anything like has level 2. ATIF, little bounce play. Yeah, I mean that stock just gave everything back though. HEPA, HEPA still fighting. HEPA, let's give it a little time right here. Let's give HEPA a minute or two. If we don't get anything, I'm not going to cover up the whole scanners for lessons. I'm just going to block out probably the bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, DOS has good level 2, but I know there's like Active Trader or whatever that doesn't have it. Yeah, DOS Trader Pro has good level 2. The Active Trader one, I remember like Sure Trader used to use it. They don't have level 2. But when I do lessons today, guys, experienced traders, I'm going to leave the scanners up for you and just drag over the high of the day momentum scanner. But I don't want to cover up the whole entire scanners, just do lessons on some things that people already know. So I'm going to leave the scanners up when I do lessons today. I'm just going to put the PowerPoint in the bottom right-hand corner so you guys can follow along if you guys would like to. If you guys don't want to follow along, then you guys do not have to. The scanners are up, so you guys are all set. Right now, HEPA, possible break of that 650 mark. That's where the stock will start getting a little bit of hype and a little bit of activity. Yeah, I know, JB. I apologize about that. I know I've been promising you guys that options trader. I'm getting that done. I absolutely promise you guys, and that is going to be 100% set up very, very shortly. I apologize about falling behind on that, getting that option scanner set up for you guys. But yeah, that is going to be coming. Right now, I'm just watching HEPA at this time. See if this play is going to be able to break through that 650 mark. So let's just give this a minute or two. If it doesn't, I'm going to start diving into some level 2 lessons. If anything pops off, again, guys, if anything pops off, we'll just stop our lessons right away. But I think, getting into some lessons right now, it's much better than sitting around and just staring at some numbers that aren't meaning anything to us. So let's give it about a minute or two, and then let's start diving into some lessons. Let's just see if HEPA is going to be able to break through 650 right here. Ooh, look at this. NNVC, little bit of a pop. Let's see if NNVC is going to start coming to life up towards around the $10 mark right here. So let's actually see right here. That's why we wanted to give it a little bit of time and not go in too early. NNVC, are you going to be able to run for us? Be able to actually hold on up this $10 mark? Maybe look for a small little bounce play or so, even if the stock does come back on down. So NNVC, little bit of a pop right here. I'll put HEPA on the bottom. NNVC is looking a little bit better. HEPA is finally trying to break the 650 mark. That's why we wanted to give it a little bit of a minute or two. Does have support back down towards around this 985-ish mark. If the stock does have a pullback on NNVC, we could see right around this like 985-ish mark for the bounce play. So nice move so far on this. That's always nice to see whenever we get a quick little bounce or you get a quick little spike. Let's watch for NNVC to see if we can get maybe a quick little bounce. I may look for a small bounce on this play down towards $10 or slightly. HEPA is trying to stay above that 650-ish mark. NNVC trying to get back to life. So both plays, HEPA and NNBC, both trying to get a little bit of hype here. So we have HEPA above, again, that 650 area. And then we have NNBC, broke $10. So finally getting a little bit of action. And this can turn into something very nice. And why do I say that? I say that because a lot of traders have been sitting around and waiting for some action to come in, waiting for hype, waiting for activity. So we may be able to actually see, a lot of traders run into these stocks, and that's just because we haven't been able to see a lot of that before. HEPA is only up about a couple cents right here, but it's slow and steady. That's the good thing about that. It's slow and steady at this time. NNBC, I want to see if this drops on down real quick. May look for a small bounce play on this stock if it can hold on up. The VWAP on NNBC is all the way down towards around 960, which is a little bit low. But I do think there's a lot of support right around this area right here. HEPA starting to hit some new highs. So right here, NNBC starting to come back on down. May look for a small bounce play, a little heads up. And see if the stock is going to be able to maybe get a small little drop and then get a little bit of a bounce. And I don't want to go big today by any sort of means. Just want to see if I'm going to be able to make a couple bucks right here on some profit. So right now, NNBC, and the reason I like that play is just because I know how crazy it can get. Not filled on the stock though yet. Not filled on this play. HEPA still slowly trying to move on up. And HEPA has been a consistent play. Your target on HEPA is all the way up towards around that 770-ish mark. 770 is the kind of your main target on the stock that traders been looking for and seeing if the stock's gonna be able to continue to break on out towards. HEPA, great start would be if it could get up towards around that $7 mark. Starting to fade a little bit, back on down. But you can see definitely volume trying to move into these plays. Volume's trying to move into these plays. And we still have an NNBC still holding on up towards around that 1035 mark. That may hit a new high of the day soon. So if anything, again, stay small, stay tight. Don't put your whole entire account in this play and say, hey, I hope I make $1 million here. It's not that type of day right now. So NBC still getting a little bit of this drop right here. Support all the way back on down. I am not in on anything at this time. Just a little heads up. Yeah, FX Silver. Can I put $500,000 today? No, again, you can see for yourself what the market conditions are. You see it for yourself. Small little bull flag pattern on NNBC. Small little bull flag pattern at this time. And you do have HEPA still trying to fight. So, volume is trying to bring these plays up. Volume is trying to bring these plays up. Volume is trying to get these stocks going. HEPA. There you go. There you go. So again, the traders that are just going a little small on these plays, not too bad. There we go. Get a little cooking up in here, Chef Boyardee. So HEPA, we're trying to get it up towards around that $7 mark. Anything above 690 is a great area to lock in. I know MTP trying to move on up a little bit. And then HEPA, anything above that 690 mark, if you guys have been in on it from 650, is a great time to lock in. because you will have some resistance around $7, right? You can have you will have some resistance around that $7 mark. HEPA still trying to move on up. A little bit of a pullback here. That got up to around the 690 mark. Just touched it. And yeah, MTP trying to slowly move on up. That 13 EMA is gonna be holding it on up, right? Holding it at that time. HEPA, a little pullback starting to happen. Also, NNVC is still fighting. So NNVC is still fighting. Look at that. That's on a little bit of a bull flag. Notice that bull flag right here, and a possible pop and rip could be coming on up. If it does have like a small, or if it does have a strong pullback, we can definitely see this on a possible bounce play near a support. So possible bounce play near support, and I see main support all the way back down towards the VWAP right around that 970 mark. Right now, as you guys know, I would tell you if I'm in anything. Absolutely promise. Right now, nothing going on though from me. So good job for HEPA. I was looking more again for that bounce play off NNDC. Hasn't happened just yet. Still may look for it coming on up in the future. But right now, a lot of traders are looking at NNVC. Just hit a new high of the day. NNVC, new high of the day right here. So this one is still moving on up, and NNVC still looking pretty good. NNVC starting to get a little bit of life back in on this play. Am I looking at VBIV? Not really, to be honest. I'm not really looking at VBIV at this time. I'm trying to focus on plays that are a little bit more active. And VBIV just doesn't really have the best looking chart set up, but it's still something if you want to keep on your watch list. Completely understandable. Right now, top two plays are HEPA and NNVC. NNVC's VWAP is back down towards around that 960-ish mark. It'd be nice to see a little bit of a crack down towards those areas. Yeah, I feel you, Creelo Trader. Let's go, penny stock market. Let's start kicking again. I mean, if NVC could start, really going on a nice rip and run and get all the volume back towards it, traders would start getting really excited. That's all we need. All we need is one spike here because this is basically like the supernova play. People are going to get really excited. So game plan. Again, game plan. Everyone should have a stop loss if you guys are interested on HEPA underneath that 650 mark. Yes, there is some slight support down towards the VWAP, but 650 was kind of the main area that we had to break to get that initial volume. So that was the main area we had to break to get that initial volume, and that's why the stock, went on that nice pop of 40 cents before coming back on down. But if it ever goes back below 650, that's probably where you 100% want to get out. Okay. On top of that, NNVC, this one is still slowly trying to grind its way on up. Crack, it would come back on down towards around that like 970 to 975 mark, which I would like to find because NNVC's, in the green now. I wanted to do lessons and stuff, but I'd rather make money than do lessons, right? Same exact thing with you guys. You guys would rather make money than do lessons. So NNVC's back in play today. It's a green day. Trade has volume towards it. I would look for definitely a bounce play on NNVC if it gives me the right opportunity. So what I am watching out for, NNBC, watch for a bounce off the VWAP. This is looking like my first play of the day. So that's what I would like to find. Right now, though, NNBC is still moving on up, and it's kind of being a slow and steady little creeper. And if all of a sudden some big orders go through this thing, it may all of a sudden just start taking on off. We know that stock has room to run. Look at this, starting to get a little bit more hype now. And NBC starting to pick up just slightly, guys. So this is why, again, the stock is so dangerous that it's like it just can keep on going in a very strong manner. It's a dangerous play, but we love some danger every now and then. Love a little bit of danger. So NMDC, obviously, I want to be smart. Don't want to chase at these highs. Always want to wait for some sort of bounce play. But at the same time, guys, we want to be keeping our eyes peeled on this play to see if it's going to be able to continue to climb whatsoever at all. The danger zone. There you go. A little Top Gun.
Alright, what's up guys? I'm going to finish up here. It is 10:30 and it's just been a tough day in the market. Finishing up in the sim 417. Let me turn him down. So finishing up in the sim 417, I did take two pen and paper trades in the first minute to 2 minutes. I do this because the sim lags in the first 2 to 3 minutes and it won't fill any orders, and when it does, it fills them in random places. So I'd love to keep trading in NVC, but I'm afraid if I stick around too long, I'm going to overstay my welcome and lose money, finish in the red. So these two trades here might be $1,000. I don't know. The first two at the open, I traded ATIF and LEE. I bought 3,000 shares on both, basically right at the bell. ATIF, I bought 3,000 at 305, selling 1,000 at 330, 1,000 at 375, 500 at 360, and the last 500 at 350 on the way back down. LEE, I bought 3,000 at 255, selling 1,000 at 265, 1,000 at 280, 500 at 260, and then 500 at 275 when it popped back up. So those are my two pen and paper trades this morning. I'll enter all that into TraderView along with this. So, oh, am I in something? SINT. Ooh. I did not realize I was sitting in this trade. Well, that's scary. So, finishing up 390 for the day in the sim. That sucks. Oh, so anyways, 390 plus whatever my two pen and paper trades were, and that'll be my day. Check back in NVC real quick, just one more time. I hope this thing just goes to the moon. It's gonna have to go without me though. But anyways, I'm finishing the green. That's what really matters. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully there'll be some more volume in the morning. I mean, today has just been kind of slow. We had a couple little pops at the open, and then after that, everything was just kind of selling off. HEPA gave us a little move. MGEN gave us a little move that I missed because I was changing a diaper. I did jump in late, lost money. NNBC's giving us a nice little move. I would like to see it close up here in like the $12 range or something, and then maybe gap up overnight to like 14. But I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I'll probably check back on it around lunchtime to see where it's at. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see it back down in the 950 range, but I'd like to see it close up in the $12 range. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow to try to make some more money.